You know that moment when you're standing in the cereal aisle at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday, and you catch yourself, like actually catch yourself, doing the math on whether the name brand or the store brand has a better price per ounce? And you're standing there thinking, when did my life become this? Or when your card gets declined for a $4 coffee. $4, and you know you had money in there yesterday. You're almost certain, pretty sure. Maybe, look, I'm just gonna say it. There's this very specific moment in adulthood where it hits you like a truck. You're working way too hard to be this broke. And here's the part that really gets me. It feels like no matter how hard you hustle, the goalpost just keeps moving backward. Like someone out there hit infinite respawn on your financial stress and forgot to tell you. So today, we're diving deep into why broke people stay broke. Not to make anyone feel bad, trust me, we've all been there, but to actually understand what's happening. Financially, psychologically, practically. Because once you see the pattern, you can break it. The myth of the big mistake. Here's what most people think. Money problems come from one massive, catastrophic screw-up. You know, like you bought a boat you couldn't afford or invested your life savings in hamster-themed NFTs or something. But that's not usually how it goes. The truth, it's way more boring than that. It's a bunch of tiny, normal, everyday decisions that slowly stack up until your finances start looking like a Jenga tower that's missing half the blocks. Not falling yet, just tilting. Suspiciously. Trap number 1. You're stuck in survival mode. Psychologists have this fancy term for it, short-term bias. But honestly, you don't need a PhD to understand it. It's that feeling where you're constantly putting out fires. Rent's due, car's broken. Your phone screen cracked again because apparently gravity is undefeated. You're playing financial whack-a-mole and you're losing. When you're stuck in that mode, thinking long-term feels like a luxury you literally cannot afford. You know you should save. You know you probably shouldn't be financing things that light up or make noise. But that future version of you who has their life together? They feel like a fictional character. Someone you might meet someday, just not today. And that's the first trap. When you're broke, your brain is in survival mode. And survival mode means every single dollar has to solve an immediate problem, not build towards some distant dream. Trap number 2. The story you tell yourself. Nobody likes to admit this, but it's real. Money identity. We all build this quiet little story in our heads about who we are with money. And once you start seeing yourself as the person who's bad with money, your brain will do everything it can to prove that story right. It's wild how predictable it is. You tell yourself you're bad with money, so you stop tracking your spending. Why bother, right? You assume only rich people invest, so you never even look into it. You assume saving is impossible, so you don't try. And then every bad money moment just reinforces the story. Here's the twist that'll make you mad. Humans would rather be consistently miserable than inconsistently improving. Because improvement doesn't just require effort, it requires a whole new identity. And new identities feel weird at first, like wearing jeans straight out of the dryer. Uncomfortable. Stiff. Wrong. Trap number 3. The small reward loop. Alright, let's talk about something that hits close to home for a lot of us. When life feels financially tight, your brain starts hunting for tiny hits of relief. A quick meal out. A few things on Amazon. Something under $20 that makes you feel like you're at least treating yourself, you know? And it doesn't feel dangerous because the amount is so small. But here's the thing. Those micro rewards prevent macro improvement. It's like poking a tiny hole in your gas tank every single day and then being confused why you're always running on empty. And it's not about discipline. It's about dopamine. Your brain is trying to escape the stress, even if it's only for 10 minutes. That's the irony. The less money you have, the more your brain craves those little purchases that actually make your situation worse. Trap number 4. Financial fragmentation. This one's sneaky, and I bet a lot of you are living this right now. Financial fragmentation is when your money is basically living 10 separate lives. You've got subscriptions you forgot about, random fees you never signed up for, or at least you don't remember signing up for. You're juggling a checking account, a credit card, Cash App, Venmo, maybe PayPal, and you're not entirely sure which one has what at any given moment. Oh, and you've got a savings account with like $17 in it, which you're keeping for emergencies. And the emergency is usually pizza. Fragmentation destroys awareness. When you don't know where your money's going, you always assume it's less than it actually is. And that leads to accidental overspending. Not reckless overspending, accidental. The kind where you thought you were being responsible, and then your bank statement shows up like a plot twist nobody asked for. Trap number 5. Social pressure hits different when you're broke. Here's something kind of counterintuitive. You'd think broke people would spend less, right? Wrong. Social pressure hits hardest when you're financially insecure. You don't want your friends to know you're struggling. You don't want to be the person who can't afford it. So you say yes to things. Grabbing food, splitting the Uber, buying gifts you absolutely cannot afford, because you want to feel normal. You want to feel like money isn't controlling you. But that desire to appear stable, it keeps you unstable. Trap number 6, the all or nothing mindset. This one is sneaky, and it's financially lethal. If I can't save a lot, what's the point of saving anything? If I can't start investing with thousands, why bother? If I can't pay off my whole credit card, why make a small payment? That all or nothing thinking, it kills progress. Because let's be real, success with money is the opposite of that. It's tiny wins that stack into something meaningful over time. People who wait around for life-changing money often miss the slow, steady money that actually changes their life. Trap number 7, decision fatigue. When you're broke, every decision feels like an IQ test you didn't study for. Should I pay this bill now or wait? Should I buy groceries or fill up the tank? If I return these shoes, does that give me enough to make it through next week? Your brain gets tired, and tired brains make worse financial decisions. That's not a character flaw, that's just neurology. And because of that constant mental exhaustion, broke people end up relying on shortcuts. Buy now, pay later plans, high-interest credit cards, overdraft protection, payday loans, late fee cycles. Every shortcut makes the journey longer. Trap number 8, financial procrastination. Here's one people don't talk about enough. Broke people stay broke because they procrastinate financially. Not out of laziness, out of fear. A lot of people avoid checking their bank balance because their brain reads it as bad news. They avoid looking at debt. They avoid opening bills until the absolute last second. They avoid budgeting because it feels like confronting failure. But avoiding information always makes things worse. Money rewards awareness. It punishes avoidance. Trap number 9, normalizing chaos. And here's the last big one. When you've lived in financial instability long enough, it starts to feel familiar. And humans? We cling to what's familiar, even if it's misery. You start thinking, well, this is just how it is for me. And that mindset, it can hold someone hostage for decades. Here's the good news. None of these traps are permanent. The moment you shift from, I'm bad with money to, I'm learning money, the story changes. The moment you shift from, I need a reward right now to, I want a bigger reward later, the pattern changes. The moment you clean up the fragmentation, close unused accounts, cancel forgotten subscriptions, track one number instead of 10, the picture becomes clear. Clarity creates power. Awareness creates options. Options create freedom. And listen, you don't need to become some spreadsheet wizard or Wall Street analyst to do this. You just need one simple rule. Keep your money moving in the direction you want your life to go. Even slowly, even imperfectly. Especially imperfectly. Most people stay broke because they think big changes come from big actions. But the truth? Big changes come from small, boring, consistent actions. One last thing. If you feel like you're behind, that doesn't mean you're destined to stay behind. It just means your starting line was further back than someone else's. No shame in that. The race is still winnable. Money doesn't reward speed. It rewards consistency. It rewards patience. It rewards awareness. And it rewards the people who stop letting the past version of themselves call the shots. If you found this breakdown useful, stick around. There's plenty more where this came from. And if you want more videos like this, hit subscribe. Not in a hype way. Just in a, hey, that was actually pretty helpful kind of way. All right, that's it. See you in the next one.